being a Luddite sometimes comes in helpful, other times it does not. I have the link to the story that showed up in the dispatch today about items being for sale in the building. I want to put it into the chat, but I don't know how to do it. So I guess I won't be doing it. I'll figure out how to get it, cut and paste or do whatever, because I think you can click it if it's in the link of the chat. If not, I don't know. I don't know where to put it so that you can click on it. Anyway, it shows you where the auction is and all that stuff. And when I went down there today, I couldn't get the truck started, which really, really became a headache for me today. Because I really needed to use the truck, the old radio station truck today. And I didn't. I wasted hours trying to get it to start. I have no idea what I did to it the other day. I had it running fine the other day, and then I tried to jumpstart a car with it, and I don't know what I did. I must have disconnected something because it doesn't even turn. I mean, it turns over, but it doesn't feel like it's going to kick on. So I did something. I just don't know what I did. Comes the heading of crap. But anyway, how was your day today? It was a beautiful Friday, right? It was a lovely Friday. Tomorrow will be Saturday, so everyone gets their day off. I'll be working, so that happens. I think I felt like over my waste of an hour at a meeting last night. Again, if you're going to be the moderator for something, moderate. Okay? Moderate. Don't just sit there and let the guests march all over you. Ridiculous people. Episode of 138 tonight. 138! All that tells me is that it's winding down to 200, which is great, because it also means potentially the building will be sold. I can be done talking about the building being sold and posting about the building being sold and things. I met with a real estate guy today who wanted to show me his new space if I needed some space for an office or anything. And I'm like, yeah, I can afford that. I really need an office. I need a place that I can put more crap. That's what I need, right? Because this isn't enough crap already. I know. Don't judge. Don't judge. I'm a hoarder. What do you want from me? It's true. I think I am a hoarder. I mean, it's not like I have like pathways that I have to walk through to get places. Wow, I really do have pathways that I have to walk through to get places. Maybe I am a hoarder. I don't have old newspapers and old food laying around. Checks for old newspapers and old food. Shit. Twined rope. I was able to find the auction by searching online. The red booths look like it would be sick for my man cave. An idea if that comes apart for transport? Yes, it does. The base comes off of it, and yeah, there were those are actually came from mace. Those are maces. He had those in his kitchen, so those actually came from Atlanta, Georgia, I believe. And then I adopted them to the VIP booth in the big room bar. So yeah, those are very cool. They're very cool man cave type old diners. He got them like forever. He had them for like years. So yes, they're definitely old school man cave things, without a doubt. Very cool. Nice to see a twined rope. Anyway, let's talk about some music stuff that happened on this day. I don't have a ton of stuff because I fell down a couple of rabbit holes, like really far, like stumbled down and like rolled down the hill into the cave of, oh crap, I've been doing this for 15 minutes. I wasted a lot of time of looking at this on Setlist FM. So, 1957, the musical film Jailhouse Rock premiered on this day. It was starring Elvis Presley, and it premiered in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, it didn't come out to the general public until November the 8th. That's when it actually came out. The song Jailhouse Rock became number one. It stayed there for 7 weeks. Now, as a movie, it got up to be number 3 for the year. But it had a really big stumble in the beginning because the leading lady, Judy Tyler, who was the actress that played with Elvis, died On July 3rd, at the age of 24, just after the filming was done. She was driving back from Wyoming with her boyfriend at the time, and she got into a head-on car collision, was killed out in Wyoming on July 3rd of 1957. So, just a few months before the movie was released, the leading lady wasn't around anymore. So it got a lot, so it sort of overshadowed the movie release itself. So it really didn't have a lot of popularity, and they didn't like Elvis as this protagonist for the film. So it didn't really do great in the beginning. Eventually it did better, but still it had some issues, stumbling in the beginning. Circle History, thank you. Right on. Yeah, it's a piece of cool stuff. That, like I said, that was the VIP booth at the Big Room Bar for years. And that came from Mace. That was in Mace's kitchen back from his house in Atlanta or North Carolina. He got in Atlanta and it was North Carolina. So yeah, it was imported. It's a very cool thing. It's actually in pretty good shape too. I think one of the little side panels came off, but that can be reattached with a little bit of glue. But yeah, it's very cool. It's in good shape. 1962, the Beatles made their first live television debut on the Manchester local People and Places. They played their new hit single, Love Me Do. Now, it's funny. They actually did this between their lunchtime set and their dinner time set at the Cavern Club. I mean, why not? It's sort of like, I guess that's like, Good Day Columbus. It's sort of your midday TV show. People and Places. Hey, People and Places. Today we have the band The Beatles. Hey, Lev, how you doing? With the Beatles. They played a couple songs and went right back to do their gigs. So I think that's very cool. People and Places. Also, 1963, the Beatles on this day recorded I Want to Hold Your Hand at the EMI Studios in London. It did not give me the details of how many takes it took and how much it cost and how long, but it said they recorded on this day. So I'm guessing that, they put in their normal 3 takes, overdubbed the vocals, had a little lunch and called it a day. It must be good to be a rock star. 1967, on this day, a memorial service is held for music act manager Brian Epstein. Brian Epstein was the manager of the Beatles. Remember, he had a contract into the 70s. He didn't last, neither did the Beatles. It was held in New York City, and the Beatles attended it. So 3 Beatles things in a row. 1967, pop singer songwriter duo Tommy Bryce and Bobby Hart guest starred on the American TV sitcom I Dream of Jeannie. And I guess the name of the episode was Jeannie the Hip Hippie. Okay, interesting. And the footnote was that a cameo performance in the show was none other than music legend Phil Spector. So, yeah, crazy Phil Spector. Remember, we've had lots of discussions of Phil Spector and his craziness, waving guns and killing someone. And then dying in prison. Phil Spector. 19... I wanted to find more information, but again, like I said, I fell down the rabbit hole and was just kind of scribbling at this point. Chuck Berry's single, My Ding-a-Ling, reached number 1. Now, okay, we'll get to the weird names of something that's a sort of a nonsense name. 1979, the Broadway show Beatlemania, lots of Beatles tonight, at the Winter Garden Theater ends its run after 920 performances. Now, that wasn't actually the Beatles. It was just sort of the history of the Beatles, starting at the Cavern Club and going through like the prolonged Beatlemania thing. But yeah, it was a theater performance. I'm sure there was songs. I don't really remember. 1988, the Traveling Wilburys released debut album Volume Number 1. It features a single, Handle with Care. Remember, the band members of the Traveling Wilburys were Roy Orbison, Bob Dylan, George Harrison, Jeff Lynne, and Tom Petty. They all used pseudonyms so you didn't know who they were. Whatever. We knew who the Traveling Wilburys was, right? 1989, Billy Joel releases his 11th album, Stormfront. I didn't get diving into that at all. I was just like, 11? Okay. Are there any songs? I don't know. It became a little bit long. So I was like, up. 1990, Billy Joe Armstrong, lead singer of the band Green Day. That's what I was listening to earlier. Drops out of high school at 18. It seems that he wanted to pursue his musical career. And it came time with his longtime friend, Mike Dirnt, who founded Green Day with him. He knew Dirnt since elementary school when they were 10, and they both bonded over their deep love and passion for music. He performed his first song, Billy Joe did, when he was 5 years old. Interesting background. That one of the things I fell down to. I totally read about Billy Joe Armstrong. Read this whole Wikipedia thing and then read a little bit more about it. So, yeah, Billy Joe Armstrong. Interesting. I met him. He was very nice. Sort of just like, whatever, man. Hey, good to see you. Nice to see you. Nothing of that nature. 1991, the Blue Man Group had the first performance in New York City at the Astor Palace Theater. This ended, they played all over the place, okay? But this ended on February 22nd of 2025 after more than 17,000 performances. Now, if you looked at Blue Man Group, it was a three-man group. They had understudies. After a couple of years, they sold the rights to Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil claimed bankruptcy. They have a residency in Las Vegas now at the Luxor. It's the only place they're playing. But they, at one point, were everywhere. They had Blue Man Group, Australia, Germany, Cambodia, Japan, Vietnam. I mean, it was just Blue Man Group everywhere. So, kind of crazy. I don't think I've ever seen the Blue Man Group. I'm trying to think if I did. I don't remember if I did. It might have been in Vegas. I don't know. That definitely sounds like one of those things that if I did, it was an excursion that drinking may be involved. Billy Joel, back to Billy Joel, performed the opening show at Gund Arena in Cleveland on this day, October the 17th, 1994. Now, the Gund Arena was such until August of 2005 when it became Quicken Loans Arena. Then it became Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in 2019, and then it just became Rocket in 2025 when the Rocket Mortgage changed its name back to Rocket. So now it's just the Rocket Arena in Cleveland where the Cavs play. There you go. That's the history of it. 2021, the return engagement of David Byrne's musical review, American Utopia, opens at the St. James Theater in New York City, and it runs for 134 performances. Now, that's what they just played here recently. I didn't go see it. Interestingly enough, I went to the very first show of that. It was in Red Bank, New Jersey, and it was on March the 3rd, 2018. It just happened that I was heading to Jersey to go visit the mom, and I checked with the record label, and they said, yeah, we can grab you a couple of tickets to the opening night of this thing. I remember specifically I took my buddy Rocky, and we drove down to the shore. That's a Jersey thing. You drive to the shore. And I remember we got there, and we were sort of stage left, maybe 20 rows back near the aisle. So really good seats, really clear view. I remember David Byrne said, please don't take any pictures because this is our first performance and we haven't perfected anything yet. Blah, 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 blah. Of course, I took a picture. Duh. I took at least one. I went to go find it. I'm like, where is that picture? I was going to post it and show you, but I didn't find it. Because I also had pictures of me touching a mummy, a knight in Ireland. Don't touch the mummies. They got up to like click, 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 click. And I was like, look, I'm touching a mummy. I'm sure I'm cursed forever by that. But anyway, I digress. But it was a really cool show. So yeah, we got to see it when it was like the very first show of American Utopia. So it was very cool. It happened in Red Bank, New Jersey, of all places. Who knew? 1964, because again, remember, there's no rhyme or reason. I don't have any specific times. It just kind of goes where it goes to. Manfred Mann starts a 2-week number one run for Do a Diddy Day. Do a Diddy Diddy. Okay. And possibly it is the first number one nonsense song title ever. They also went to number one in the UK. Do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. That song. Yeah, apparently it's a nonsense song. I guess that's a nonsense title, right? That was from Stripes, if you remember that. Damn. I forgot to turn it off. Sorry. So that's the heater. And I'll just keep telling you the story until I remember to turn it off. I put a post-it note down here. I just got to put it upstairs. My house is steam heat, and that is the condenser. The steam goes to the radiators, falls back down, condenses in this big steel box down at my feet, and then the motor pushes said condensed water back into the boiler so that it can be recirculated. There you go. And yes, the house is old and creaky and clunky, and it makes all sorts of weird ghostly noises in the wintertime. So you always hear like, bonk, bonk, bang, bang, clank, clank. And it's just like, what? What is it? And it does wake me up. There are times I wake up because I hear a noise. I'm like, what the hell was that? And then I hear the radiator like gonk, gonk, gonk. And I'm like, damn it. Not being burglarized. It's just the radiators. 1973. The Rolling Stones performed 2 shows in Brussels, Belgium, as part of the UK Europe tour, opening with Billy Preston and American group Cracker with a K. I was for a second like, wait, what, really, David Lowery? No, not them. Cracker, some cracker band. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. I was like, damn it. Anyway, Cracker was the first band signed to the Rolling Stones record label. They had taken some interest in them, and that's what happened. So that's where they came from. But the real story was, I guess, session saxophonist Bobby Keys didn't show up for the concert. By doing so, this resulted in being banned by Mick Jagger banned by Mick Jagger for not performing at the show, which he did and fulfilled that until 1989. This is 1973. He banned him until 1989, except for very rare occasional exceptions. I couldn't find out how many, but not a lot. I guess Jagger was pissed. According to legend, what happened was Bobby Keys filled up his hotel bathtub with a Dom Perignon. And according to legend, again, drank most of it. I don't know if I'd want to drink the Dom Perignon that I've been sort of floating in. Gross. But anyway, then he filled his hotel bathroom with Dom Perignon, drinking most of it, and in fact missing the gig. So Jagger was pissed off, kicked him out, and banned him from 1973 till 1989 from performing with them. And he did Brown Sugar. He was the saxophonist that did that. So don't piss off Mick. He's got a long memory, bro. The Jackson 5, 1970, started oh my God. See, once it starts, it just goes. It gets annoying. Sorry. Jackson 5 started a 5-week run at number 1 on the U.S. charts with I'll Be There, I'll Be There. It was the group's 4th number 1 of 1970s, and it made 4 in the UK. The UK was always behind. They weren't big Jackson 5 fans as much as the U.S. apparently. Motown Records claims that group sold over 10 million records throughout that year, 1970. That's pretty good for 1970, 10 million. 1987, the Bee Gees become the only group to have a number one single in each of 3 decades, 1960s, 1970s, and the 1980s. When You Win Again went to number one on this day in 1987 on the UK singles chart. It was the brothers' 5th and last number one. Wah, wah, wah. Every lion's son. Bee Gees, I'm telling you, listen to it. 1991, Tennessee Ernie Ford, presenter of the Tennessee Ernie Ford Show. And he also had a 1955 number one hit with 16 tons. Died on this day of liver failure. Tennessee Ernie Ford. Sounds like he liked the Jack Daniels down from Tennessee with that liver failure. Tasman Archer debut single, Sleepy... was that? Sleepy Saddle? No? What did I write there? All right. Oh, Sleepy Satellite. That's it. I'm like, what the hell did I write? Sleeping Satellite. It was number one in the UK. The English singer's only number one ever. Archer wrote the song in the late 80s, and it was about the moon landing from 1969. But until Archer got a record deal, that song was hidden away and never saw the light of day until finally got the record deal, and then it popped it on out. Right. Yeah. Sorry. Again, I got scribbly toward the end here. I got tired. 1995, Keith Moore is sentenced to 6 years in jail. Keith Moore, if you remember, was the accountant for Sting. Keith Moore was accused and then convicted of embezzling. He embezzled $5 million from Sting. From Sting, he embezzled the $5 million. From Sting, who had 108 bank accounts. How do you, I guess, all right. You can't keep track of 108 bank accounts. No wonder somebody embezzled $5 million from you. How do you look at that many, look at these statements? 108 bank accounts? All right. It's either you can only put FDIC, amounts per account. I don't know. I never talked to an accountant and figure out why would you have that many accounts? There's got to be some accounting reason, right? Accounting. I don't know, but it's sure there's loopholes or some reason. But anyway, that's what happened there. And then Michael Stipe of REM in 1998 had a story run by a UK newspaper, the Daily Sun, that said Stipe admitted to being gay during an MTV interview only shown in the US. Stipe was actually voicing his disgust for the killing of a young gay student in the US. And on the category of people of the worst, Noel Gallagher of Oasis, 1995. While doing an interview with the Observer magazine, wished Damon Albarn and Alex Cox of Blur that they would die of AIDS. What the hell, man? Noel Gallagher is no better than Liam. They're both just horrible. He later retracted his statement. Of course he did. Oh, yeah, I take that back. Didn't say he apologized. It said he retracted. I retract that statement. You're just a horrible human. What are you going to do, right? That's how that works. Horrible humans. There's this guy. He still exists. This whole Heinz thing. So, yeah, go check it out. Go watch the episodes. Make some comments. I'll look at them this week and promise. And I'll respond to them. It's just been long, and I don't feel like there's a lot of hope for it to go any further at this point. So I'm kind of like beating the dead horse at this point. The poor horse is like, it's pulp, man. There's nothing left. Stop beating the dead horse. Born in this day, Jim Seals of Seals and Croft. Gary Puckett of Gary Puckett and the Union Gap. I was like, what's this going to be? Every damn person born today is going to have the band named after him? Because that's what happens, right? Jim Tucker of the Turtles. David Ziggy Marley, who I met Ziggy Marley. It was fun. It was at the Ohio State Fair long ago. Wycliffe Jean of the Fugees. And Eminem, 53 today. Happy birthday, Eminem. Let's see. Oh, and then, born today was old. George Wendt. Norm. He died in 25. He just died recently. Good old Norm. My friend Adam, who's releasing all that songs. I'll get to some of the stuff from Adam eventually. He had the DeLorean guy. He had George Wendt to his house a couple times, to the little golf thing he had in the backyard, and had some drinks with George Wendt and interviewed him. So there you go. Norm Macdonald, born on this day, who also died in 21. Met Norm. He came to the station once when he was doing his comedy stuff through Columbus. And Mike Judge of Beavis and Butthead, born on this day, 63. Happy birthday to Mike Judge. Gotta love Beavis and Butthead and King of the Hill. Just keep making them. Just keep doing it. That's all we want. We just want that stuff to keep happening. Hines did drop a new short from the Shears this week, but unfortunately it was just Steven. Oh, did they? Really? They must not love me anymore. That's what's happening. There's no love for me. We need to start the campaign. Everyone needs to be like, where's Randy? We need more Randy. I'll push that. I'm pushing it right now. This guy. We need more of this. We need more of him. Where's Randy? What's this new drop? What? How come I wasn't there? How come the driver wasn't there? How come the guy you didn't feed wasn't there? We need more me. That's what we want. We want more me. Just saying. Just saying. All right, let's see. 11:28. I've done this for 27 minutes tonight. I think I'll keep it under 30. How's that sound? Does it make everybody happy? It's Friday night. You want to go to bed. You want to go continue living your lives. Do your things. Get ready for an exciting Saturday. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to not sit here and ramble on for 2.5 minutes to try and go past 30 minutes. I'm just not. The commercial sponsor tonight is, in fact, Sharpie. They don't give me any money. They're not my commercial sponsor. Damn it. I've got Sharpies everywhere. Look at this. That's a Sharpie. That's a Sharpie. That's a Sharpie. I probably have one in my pocket. Yeah, I do. I always carry a Sharpie because you can write on everything with a Sharpie. Dropping crap. All right. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'm going to go sit on the couch. Go watch Slow Horses. That's my latest indulgence. It's a British spy kind of thing with MI5. It's okay. It's good. I like it. It's definitely, a little predictable, but that's all right. Oh, my God. It's the worst. Yes. That is the worst. So, and yes, I'll get the URL up. Thank you for checking that out, Twined. Yeah, pick up that booth. I'm sure it'll be sold for, whatever. I'll bid against it until it's worth like $5. Yeah. Yeah, that's just ripping my soul here, friends. But everyone, you know what? Have some pieces. Take some good memories. That's what we got to do. All right? Appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great, great evening. And I'll look for you again tomorrow, and we'll do this but different. Ciao. Fade to black. You wouldn't? Yeah, I might. I'll make it like $5.